I can't quite believe that this is true, but it is. Weightlifting House are the broadcasters for the 2022 European Weightlifting Championships. We've done it, and this is something we've been working on for months. I've been keeping it quiet, I've been keeping it behind closed doors because, this is a big thing. This is big news. This is, for Weightlifting House, maybe the biggest thing we've ever done. We are officially streaming, broadcasting, bringing to you the biggest, best competition of 2022 so far, and I'm so excited. Traditionally, weightlifting broadcasting has missed a lot. I've said this before, but I always say it's akin to showing a football game or a rugby game and only showing 10 meters before the line. You miss everything that happens in between. And in weightlifting, you miss everything that goes on in the back room. But because we're going to be in charge of how this works, we can make sure that we tell everybody with a camera, look, the battle here is between Carlos Nassar and Antonio Pizzolato. So after each lift, get into the back room, show us what's going on, show us where they are in their warm-ups, show us as they stare each other down, as they battle. And that's something that we are going to be able to bring to you. We're going to make it a much more engaging stream, a much more engaging competition, because we actually know, Max and I, what weightlifting is about. We understand the sport in the same way that you do. We know what's important. And so because we've beaten out these major broadcasters, these Eurosports, these other companies who shall remain unnamed, we get to do what weightlifters want. We get to bring the sport properly to you, the battles properly to you. And that is what Weightlifting House is all about. Weightlifting House's mission statement has always been to bring the sport of weightlifting closer to its fans. And there is no better way. I couldn't feel more grateful for this opportunity. There is no better way to bring the sport closer to its fans than by being the broadcasters. So the European Championships 2022 weightlifting, if you want to watch them, the only way to do it is through Weightlifting House. I think a lot of you know me as being somebody who is passionate and obsessed with the sport of weightlifting, particularly with the history of weightlifting. And that's why for me, the European Championships was a competition that I really wanted to win the bid for. I wanted it to be Weightlifting House's first broadcast. And that's because Europe is rich with the history of weightlifting. When you look back, when I think about all of the greatest weightlifters I've ever spoken about, the greatest moments in the sport, so many of them come from Europe. Back when the Soviet Union was going up against the Bulgarians, back with Taranenko's 266, back with, Alexiev being the first person to clean and jerk 500 pounds, all the way through to the Bulgarians competing, the Turks competing, Naim Suleimanoglu, then the introduction of women's weightlifting in the 90s, and all of the incredible weightlifters from Russia, from other European countries on the women's side, all the way to now we have Lash Talakazi, the strongest weightlifter of all time. And when I think back to those moments, not only can I see the weightlifting, I can hear the weightlifting, I can hear the commentary, I know what happened. And to think that Weightlifting House gets to be a part of creating that moment in time, that moment in history, where for years to come, when we look back on Carlos Nassar beating or losing to Antonio Pizzolato, Lash Talakazi clean and jerking 270 for the first time, or whatever it might be, Emily Campbell becoming a 2-time European champion. The fact that not only are we going to see those lifts, but we're going to be able to preserve the audio of me and Max narrating us through those moments is probably, it's a privilege of a lifetime so far. It's, as you guys could tell, it's unbelievable news for us. So the way that you're going to be able to watch the European Championships is going to be through a pay-per-view model. And we really wanted to do this. We wanted to find a way where we could bring incredible content for a genuinely reasonable price, live and on demand, with the best commentary, the best direction available for you guys. So previously, if you wanted to watch the Olympics, World Championships, European Championships, for years we've had to pay. But really, we're paying a large broadcasting company for their ability to stream other sports. We end up paying for 3 months. It just never feels quite right. This is a one-off time. You get the entire 9-10 days of content live and on demand with, what Max and I think and what Weightlifting House thinks is going to be the greatest coverage of any weightlifting competition ever. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything right now. If you want to know how to watch it, if you want to know where it is, when it is, I'll put a link to everything down below. But for now, all I wanted to say, and I wanted to do this as a quick announcement for you guys who've supported me in Weightlifting House over the years. Weightlifting House are the broadcasters for the 2022 European Weightlifting Championships. I'll see you guys there.